Okay, that was an extract on global warming from National Geographic. Now, reports say that climate change could decrease Nigeria's economic productivity by up to 11% by 2020 and up to 30% by 2050. And agricultural productivity is projected to decline still in Nigeria by 10 to 25% by 2080 and by 50% in some northern regions. Now, in spite of all of this, we've had certain things happen. We see the weather getting hotter, we have flooding, we have all of that, and scientists say it is as a result of climate change. Nigerians still do not fully understand the impact of climate change in their lives. Again, on the other hand, there have been a lot of consensus by scientists. We have scientific organizations are saying yes, climate change does exist and it's causing damage. However, a minute number of these same people are saying that you can't really say most of the experiences we have is as a result of climate change, because they say that there isn't much evidence to justify what you're talking about, climate change, climate change, climate change. We know that Trump, at some time when he came into power, he said America was going to move out of the body that's trying to control climate change. So that's to say he also doesn't fully believe in climate change. So now the question is, in the most simple, the phone lines are buzzing already, but we really need to get something up before we begin to pick your calls. So please just give us a few minutes to talk about issues. In the most simple word, so the layman out there would understand, what exactly is climate change?
Right, thank you. I'm very glad that the clip you showed or that you broadcasted has given a background of what climate change is all about. Now, and I like the way you asked it, simple way for every, especially Nigerians, to understand. And I can confirm to you that many Nigerians do not know about climate change. One, many do not believe in climate change, and many do not understand anything about climate change. So now, how can they understand it? The simplest way a Nigerian can understand climate change is by asking him a question of what has been happening in your environment now, and what are those natural things that have been happening in your environment now, and how have those things been happening in your environment in the past. If I ask you, the flood that we have in 2015 in Lokoja, in 2012 rather in Lokoja, can we say we had such flood in 1980 for those that were born in 1980, or did we have those kind of flood even in the 1990? But in 2012 we had such a deluge that swept away farmlands and communities. So in a simple way, climate change to a Nigerian, for them to understand, it means the changes in the features of weather, such as increase in rainfall, such as increase in temperature. These are those kind of things. When we have rise or increase in temperature, it means there is increased heat. Now, if you say we have things like more rain, that means we have more moist. There's an increase in things like rainfall. Normally in science, we normally use the word precipitation, but because precipitation is broad, it includes dew, it includes snow, but since we do not experience snow mostly in this place, so we use the commonest one, which is rainfall. So for a Nigerian, for you to understand, I will ask a Nigerian a question: how often do you see rain now in your region and in the past? That's one. Two, this question, a northerner cannot answer this question very well when it comes to rainfall. Just like a southerner cannot answer this question very well when it comes to high temperature in the north. Why? Because southern region, that's what they call St. Azores and St. Helena. St. Helena, those ones are very close to the moist area, the ocean area, like if you say people in Lagos area, because of the ocean. So because of there will always be presence of moist in the atmosphere, and it will always give constant rainfall. And in those regions like Warri, Bayelsa, Lagos will always be vulnerable to the impact of flooding. Now in the north, a northerner cannot say this exactly, unless he is well educated, because of what they are also under what they call St. Azores. With the Azores, it's just like dryness, extreme aridity. dryness. That means they will always be getting dryness from all those Sahara deserts.